I'm sharing some of the most outdated shoe trends in today's video, and by all means, if this offends you in any way or if you love these, then wear them anyways. That's fine. I don't care. I'm just here to share with you in case you're looking for a more up-to-date look or you don't want to look out of style, then yeah, you're going to want to get rid of these shoes. We're going to kick things off with a shoe that I have always loved to hate, and that is the Golden Goose sneaker. Sorry, not sorry that this one is definitely over. I have to say, this is a shoe trend that I literally was never on board with, and I don't know, it just never did it for me. I was never a fan of spending $500 on a shoe that already looks dirty. That being said, I have paid a lot of money for jeans that have holes in them, so maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. It just was not a shoe for me. I felt like if anything, it was just a statement of how much money you spent on your shoes. Yeah, sorry I said it, but I'm glad to see that these are kind of overdone and a little bit over. As far as a replacement, the thing about the Golden Goose shoe is it kind of was a little bit of a statement. So if you're looking for a statement sneaker, I would say that a good swap might be some colorful sneakers. I've seen a lot of colorful or bold color block sneakers right now. So that might be a new option to try. And we're also seeing some still subdued versions of the Golden Goose, but not that all out there dirty sneaker. Another shoe trend that's woefully out of style are the wedgy booties, and I'm gonna lump in the wedge sneakers into this one as well. And this is another one that, again, I kind of never really was on board with. It's not really the full boot or the full sneaker. It's drawing the wedge type, and I don't know, something about this one, it just looks a little bit dated. There are tons of other more on-trend boots to try. Just a regular ankle boot will do the trick. Block heels is what we're seeing a lot of. We're seeing more pointed toe and almond toe silhouettes, and it just a more refined boot. The wedgy booty, I just feel like it's over, and the wedge sneaker with it too. Now, one shoe trend that definitely stayed for a very long time that I had lots and lots of were platform stilettos. And there's something about this shoe that looks really, really dated for some reason. I feel like we just wore them to death. We wore them a lot in our 20s and maybe even 30s, and now I'm dating myself, and that's fine. It's just something about this shoe is trying too hard. I'm not saying that this is going to be out forever. It's just right now it doesn't look very current, especially if it's the platform with the stiletto and a rounded or square toe. That combination in general is definitely very dated. I have a specific shoe in mind. I have the Saint Laurent Tribute, I think they're Tribute or Trib 2 pumps. I still have them because, as I mentioned, fashion is cyclical and things will come back in style, but this specific shoe is definitely, it's just trying too hard. I don't know, it's just definitely out of style. Some people are also saying that platforms in general are out. I wouldn't say they're out entirely, to be fair. Maybe I'm biased because I really like a platform. What I would recommend is swapping out the stiletto for a chunkier heel or just a thicker heel. We're seeing this across the board, when it comes to just regular heeled sandals or boots, we're just seeing a bigger heel, which is much more comfortable anyways. So that's the swap that I would make, and maybe just shelve the stilettos and put them away for another day. Another boot trend that is very, very dated is the cutout booty. And I'm gonna lump this category in it together with the peep toe booties. And then I don't know what to call this. Is this a cutout that V, that slit in the middle? These ankle boots are super, super dated. I touched on this a little bit in another video that I just put out on some of the most dated fashion trends. If you haven't seen that one, then definitely watch that one next. I will link it below in the description box. And I touched on it because it's true. Something about this shoe is just super, super dated. The deep V, especially, this was definitely an influencer favorite. Guilty as charged. I wore this boot to death with a very low shaft, and it's just done. It was really popular also during the Nordstrom anniversary sale, and it was just kind of the uniform, the one booty everybody had. But I'm also gonna add to the list the peep toe, because the peep toe is are you trying to be a peep toe sandal or a peep toe pump? Are you trying to be an ankle boot? I don't love, if you haven't noticed, the hybrid shoe that takes from one thing and merges into another. Let's just keep it simple with a classic ankle boot that's far more on trend right now, and it just doesn't look as dated. It's not you can glance at the shoe and say, oh, she got it, at the 2010 Nordstrom anniversary sale. It doesn't have that vibe. It's just a lot more clean, simple, and stylish. I have to say, I am particularly happy to see flat form sandals die. I don't know why these keep coming in and out of style. This is something that, again, I basically never got on board with. It's not attractive. I just feel like it flatters literally nobody. It always reminds me of the rocket dogs that I saw everyone wearing on campus. It's just not really flattering. There's nothing else I can really say about it. It will come back because it always does for some reason. If you really like to have a height, but you don't like to have a big pitch, then do like a chunkier sandal instead. These Steve Madden sandals, they're very much a like Dior look for less, like Dior dupe. And they were like excellent this summer. They were actually a bestseller, very, very comfortable. I'll be sure to link them along with everything else below. One of the reasons they're popular is I just feel like it's like a little bit of height, kind of like the flat form, but not as dramatic. So if you're looking for a good swap for them, I would definitely try this instead. We are also finally seeing the end of the dad sneaker. And boy, am I happy to report on that, because this chunky sneaker, I feel like, was a very hard pill to swallow. It looked cute. No, it didn't. I don't know. I started to accept it a little bit more towards the end there. I was like, okay, this looks good on the fashion girlies. Like, I kind of don't mind it with the leggings and like that whole look, but it just looked ridiculous on me. I really couldn't put it on without thinking, this is like my dad's sneaker. I actually remember telling him when he came over that he was very on trend because everybody's wearing these giant clunky sneakers. And the thing is that when we have these shoe styles that come on trend that are like really big and bulky and clunky, it's always just a passing trend because it's not very flattering. Like when you have this big heavy thing, it like weighs down the whole look. So if you're looking for a swap for the chunky sneakers and that's something that you were into, then I would definitely consider more of a retro style. We're seeing really simple sneakers back, kind of like a more retro silhouette. You know, easier to pull off, I would say, than the big chunky sneakers. Don't come at me for these next two. I really like these next two. I know I've been hating on some of these trends a little bit, but these next two I like, and I'm not necessarily ready to let go of them either. I'm just saying I know that this is the direction that we're going. First is the braided sandal and the braided heel. Please don't hate me. I don't really know why, and I can't articulate why I feel like this shoe is going out of style. I just foresee the end of it. A lot of times with trends, it's honestly just fatigue. Like we just have seen it and it was so prominent and it was like everybody had it and wore it and it exploded. And so we just get tired of it. It's like literally just fatigue. It's not like these are bad to wear. I still have like 3 pairs in my closet. They were very, very trendy for a moment and it was like very much a go-to sandal. But I do think that the sun is setting. Maybe it hasn't completely set, but the sun is like slowly setting on these sandals. Another shoe that's expiring soon, which again, I've like worn these fairly recently. So, you know, they're expiring soon. They're not totally dead, but I'm not surprised, is the clear heels. And honestly, the clear heels are just not practical. Like they're just not. The closed toe ones make your feet sweaty and the open toe ones, it's just like this PVC plastic, like they're not great. That being said, I do have a pair and I have worn them. They're not the most comfortable shoe in the world. I do think that we're moving away from clear. Like it was really strong last year and it was strong the year before. And I don't know, I think it's done. In place of the clear shoe, if you really like the clear shoe, then you may want to give the mesh shoe trend a try. It's one that I think I'll be skipping out on this season. It's just not for me, but it is probably the most like not equal, you know what I mean? Like it's the most similar trend to like go to next. Like if you did clear, then you probably would also like mesh, and that one's definitely having a big moment this season. Another shoe trend that I almost forgot to add to this list, which is expiring or kind of on its way out, are the combat boots. And combat boots were really, really big the last few years. I actually really enjoyed wearing these because it was the end of the riding boot, but I could still have something flat. So the combat boot filled like a nice little spot. They also looked really cute, I thought, with more like feminine pieces. And a lot of my wardrobe tends to be feminine, but we're seeing like significantly less combat boots this season. If you're looking for an alternative, lug sole boots are definitely still in. Are seeing a lot more Western inspired too, and those also are flat, or they have like a much shorter, more approachable heel, so it kind of would fill that void of the combat boot. We're also starting to see equestrian come back again in trend, so there are quite a few ones that you can try and swap these out for. I briefly touched upon heels earlier, and I did want to mention that square toe specifically is one that's on its way out. This surprises me like zero. I feel like square toe is always very trendy. It always comes in hard and fast, and then it's just gone. And I don't know, it's just like a less flattering shape. We're seeing a lot more pointed toe, which I think is absolutely classic and never has really gone out of style. Personal opinion. We're also seeing a lot of almond toe, so just kind of a little bit, not a super pointy toe. If it makes you feel like, if pointy toe makes you feel like your feet look too big or kind of witchy, which I get that in flats, like I feel like my feet look witchy and big in pointed toe flats, then you might want to do like a softer almond toe. Even round toe is a little more in. I don't always love round toe. It really depends on the shoe, but square toe is definitely out right now. Now, these are just shoes, but as far as outfits, I have a whole video on the outfits that are out of style that you should watch over there next. And I would love to hear from you. Are any that I missed that I should have added to this list? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the algorithm and helps support my channel. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.